All right, boys. So I'm going to be sharing the exact system I used to get my first five clients. Now I'm at five clients right now. I started October 1st. So I'm doing pretty well. Of course, I'm still learning a lot, but this is a system I use to send unlimited SMS. So for basically nothing, I think I spent like 40 bucks Canadian. So that's like 30 bucks a month to send SMS. And all the communities I joined basically, they were recommending to use Go High Level. Now that will work, but the thing is it's expensive and especially starting out. I thought it was like an investment I didn't want to make. So this was the best method so far. So before I dive in, this video is for educational purposes only. I'm not providing legal, financial, or compliance advice. If you choose to use any SMS tools, automations, or methods shown here, you're fully responsible for following all local laws, carrier rules, regulations in your own country. Always double check compliance and requirements before sending any marketing or automated messages. So let's kind of start with the setup. So first thing you need is of course a SIM. One second, right. So first thing you're gonna need is a SIM, right? You need a SIM. Now where can you get a SIM? There's two options. So either you could go to a provider, like any provider really, and then buy a SIM from there. Usually, if you order a SIM, it's $10. But if you get an eSIM, which I think is better, you can get it for free basically and get it on your phone. Now, this software only works for Android, so you cannot use a iPhone for this. And I have two Android, so I have this phone, and I use physical SIMs in this, and then I have this phone, and I have an eSIM in this. Now this is a Google Pixel, and in my experience, I bought this just for this sole purpose of sending SMS. The thing with Google Pixel is probably going to be the cheapest phone that has eSIM on it. So I got this for 100 CAD, which is like it was like 70, 80 bucks or a US. So it's going to be pretty cheap to start up. Now, ideally, you'll probably have a older phone. This works perfectly on that. So what you're going to do is get a SIM. Now make sure your SIM is, for me, I'm in Canada. So the cheapest plan I can get is 19 bucks a month. So you want to activate it, and for the first 2 weeks, or not even first 2 weeks, ideally for the first week, just warm it up. Call your friends and family with that number, send text, warm it up. So because if you start sending SMS just right away, you're gonna get banned and it's gonna have shit deliverability. Now, the SMS platform I use is SMS8.io, and I'll kind of dive into that as well. So you need a SIM, you need a phone, and you need the software. Those are the only three things you need. And make sure the SIM you are buying has unlimited text and unlimited SMS basically. And most SIMs will have that. Now, you can only send, well, it really depends on how much you're comfortable sending, but before you, if you're sending any more than like, in my experience, like 200 SMS per day per SIM, it's going to get blocked and then it's just going to start like, it's going to seem spam. It's going to go into spam. You don't want that. So what you would do is basically every week or so I call my phone with those SIMs to check if they're going to spam. Now I send a SMS, and if they're not going to spam, that's amazing. Um Ideally sometimes what happens is the message is not sent to your phone number and it's basically like not delivering. And again, your courier probably shadow banned you. So again, be very careful sending SMS. Just warm it up properly, and once you have a very warm sim, you can kind of experiment with what SMS you want to send, like how many you want to send a day. So once you have your setup, now kind of go into the software as well, and I'll have a affiliate link down below in this video, and you'll get 10% off your purchase. This kind of rewards me for sharing this info. Now you just go on sign in, and I'll kind of show you my account. So I have sent around 7,000 SMS. Now my tactic is to get a reply first. And with this 7,000 SMS, I've gotten about 70, 80 leads. So 70, 80 numbers that are interested. And of course, I call them and I basically warm call them every few days or so, and follow up. Thing with this is they're unlimited credits. So when you buy the $16 plan, you can only use one phone at a time. And then you just send unlimited SMS from it. Again, through your SIM. So basically, this is kind of how it will look like. So bulk SMS now. These are my phone numbers. And you just put in your phone numbers. Now I scrape the leads myself, or I have my VA do it. And the first message I usually just send. I want to get a reply out of the first, so my SIM doesn't go into spam. So I usually just be like, I usually just message them like, um, are you guys open, or are you guys taking any more work? So that's usually my first message. And then after I get the reply, I send them a SMS. Now, the good thing about this is I always keep this phone with me in my pocket. So anytime I get a lead, right, I'll kind of show you how that looks like. So you can see like all these phone numbers. One second, it's not loading. You can see all these phone numbers have been messaged from my phone. And every time I get a lead, I get a notification and I reply to them. Now, it's a lot easier for me to do this rather than having to log into Go High Level, because I'm a college kid. I'm a college student, right? So I'm not always on my laptop. A lot easier to reply to leads, a lot easier to call because I can just call from that phone number, again with the same plan. So the kind of I'll go into the pricing for this. So the pricing, I just use the one phone device, and I have two SIMs in one device because my phone supports dual SIM. So I just send basically um I just send 100 per each for each SIM. And then of course, like, you have the you can integrate this with Go High Level. I haven't tried that. If you want to try it, go ahead. But this They also have a trial. So first try sending 100 SMS. Now, I don't recommend using your own SIM, because the funny thing is, one of my clients, I messaged them and he had, like, you probably get this a lot if you cold call, like, F off, right? And then I was like, bro, a grown ass man is trying to tell me or whatever. I had a argument with him per se. And then he sent my phone number in every group chat he knew, and that phone number started going to spam. So I just um the thing with that is that they don't really know who I am, so I could just refresh and then start again. That's a good thing. So I mean, this is the exact system I use, again, SMS 8.io. And then, just to recap everything, you want to keep your messages short. The first message, don't spam. Warm up your SIM number slowly. Track your deliverability rates and avoid using like banned keywords. Don't send links um, through that phone number. So because it's gonna go into spam eventually, like, keep on rotating phone numbers, and don't spam. Okay, have a good amount of numbers, right? 100 to 100 a day, and slowly scale up. And then also, like, just do the basics, do your own due diligence. And if you have any questions about this system, please send me a DM on Instagram. I'll have the link in my bio on YouTube. But this is the exact system I'm using to send unlimited SMS for 30-40 bucks a month. Of course, like, if you have a SIM, what do you oh my god, if you have a phone already, it's gonna be 30-40 bucks, but I had to buy a phone number or a phone. So yeah, peace out.